Hey guys, I thought I would log in something today just to, very important subject. And the reality is, unfortunately, people spiritually bypass without even realizing that they are doing so. The real reason behind this phenomena is individuals may unconsciously use something and say or believe within themselves that it is that it is something positive, something that is developing them. People may, and maybe you have to be a little bit more specific. People may use spiritual bypassing through trying to, it could even be related to doing something that is virtuous, using virtue as a way uh, to make sure that they're, being a good person, right? They want to identify as a good person. And in reality, there's things that are hiding behind that good person persona. Some people may look into it as, toxic positivity in order to avoid those lingering doubts about themselves, the shadows within themselves that they still have not faced. Spiritual bypassing is very, um, you could say, it can be tricky. And it is all related to the ego, and unfortunately. And the ego is very diverse. I think people also may try to sometimes look for spiritual experiences, or they may try to escape through meditations and kind of focus in on maybe relaxing and relaxing into the meditations. They may be using the meditations in themselves to uh, avoid something inside of themselves that is bothering them. There's so many different ways that people try to avoid what needs to be encountered in their day-to-day life. So, no, I think that it's very crucial in each and every single one of our days here on earth to ask ourselves why we are doing what we're doing. Because unfortunately, I think that there's a lot of individuals that think they are doing well. Here's a perfect framework you can look into this. I've learned recently about, or been reminded of, the three Gunas. This is in Hindu related philosophy. There's one Guna that is related to using ambition in a way to mask that part of yourself that you may need to look into, that you have not looked into. And then there's another Guna, which is related to, like I said, trying to be overly generous, trying to help others, trying to be of a great personality to other people. Your ego identifies with that very much because maybe there's a part of you that feels like that's like the main thing about you, and you're overly attached to that. And obviously, the most obvious guna is related to just not having the ability to do anything, sort of like you have no motivation whatsoever. You're just stuck in this state of just non-doingness. So, I think that this is very important, being able to face yourself. And hey, I'm still working on it myself every single day, trying to face the reality of my true uh, my insecurities, the things that are holding me back. And when I think that it really is very foundational to have a healthy relationship with yourself, not the selfish type, but the one where you acknowledge, you acknowledge that part of yourself that is, you could say, trying to protect you, which is, your ego. And it can sometimes protect you in certain instances that you may not necessarily need the protection, but you have to kind of integrate with that ego. You have to make peace with it and realize that whatever you're afraid of, whatever insecurity it may be, you're willing to work with it. You're willing to be aligned with it. And that's what I would like for you guys to take out of this today. So I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Subscribe to the Classical Existentialist if you have not. It's your own free will, whatever you want to do. And yeah, thank you. Bye.